Oh, hi everyone. My name is Mara. My pronouns are she and her. I'm 28 years old and I'm a transgender woman. For most people, this will be their very first time seeing me like this. In my private life, I started living this way a bit under half a year ago, and it's been something that I've thought about but didn't quite understand for most of my life, I think. I'm very much at the start of my transition process. Where I live currently, among my friends in London, I'm the only person I know of with any kind of gender variance or that could ever be considered queer. This channel's focus is mostly going to be about my experience of transition and the processes and changes that are happening with me right now and in the future. While I am confident for the most part in my ability to present myself as who I am, medically I'm still at the very start of my transition. This channel will document that process in full, and while I'm not the first to do this, from what I've seen and researched, every transition appears to be very different in terms of the experience it gives people who watch it and for the person who's going through it. We're all different people in different situations with different support network, with access to different resources. And the more time goes on, the more medical care advances, the more techniques and approaches there are to trans patient care and treatment. It's also going to discuss mental health issues, particularly those that have affected me, like anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder. These two topics are not directly related, but as someone who has grown up surrounded by people with mental health issues that are not entirely the same as my own, as well as growing up with my own mental health disorders, even though it was still stigmatized. Like, it's only really right now, in the past few months, year-ish, that I feel like it fully destigmatized, and it's something I'm happy to speak openly about. It's something that's undeniably shaped me as a human being, as a person, as an adult. I think talking about my conditions and how they developed and how I lived with them will help whoever's watching gain a better understanding of my journey and people with mental health disorders. And hopefully it'll also be able to help people who have similar issues in their lives or know someone with similar issues in their lives. Why I'm doing this, first and foremost, is to have a platform where I can speak comfortably about these things that are so important to me, with the people in my life that want to know. And at the same time, it allows me to avoid forcing that information on anyone that's indifferent to it or that doesn't really want to know. I'm very cautious of the fact that maybe some of the things I discuss might be more than what some people will want to know, or might be quite sensitive for other people. And I'm not trying to provoke a response or get some kind of reaction. It's a very personal journey. By starting this channel, I want those who would like to be part of this journey to be able to join it. And anyone who knows me knows that I have difficulty speaking about things, or had difficulty speaking about things. I'm trying to be more open about it, to wear my heart on my sleeve a bit more. That's why I'm making this channel. I want to say that I'm not an activist at this time. I'm not here to preach, I'm not here to tell people that my way of living, my way of thinking is the right way. I'm not trying to open a debate. My life and my decisions are not for debate. They're mine. I'm just trying to live life as best as I can, to get through each week, to try and focus on my personal development and the things I want for the future of my life. Maybe it'll change in the future as I achieve these things, as I grow more confident, and as I'm better able to support myself without other people. I grew up without anyone I felt I could really talk to or relate to on matters like this. While making these videos may open me up to scrutiny and ridicule, I'm okay with that. For the first time in my life, I can say that I am unapologetically me. I live now loving the person that I am, And my journey, my transition, only affects me. It doesn't affect or have an impact on anyone else. I don't ask people to understand me. I don't ask to be accepted. I would appreciate it if I was, though. No. The only thing I ask is tolerance. Because some people might not be able to accept me. Some people might very vehemently disagree with what I'm doing. And that's okay. You are entitled to your opinion, to your beliefs. I'm not here to change your mind. But, at the very least, tolerance most of the time requires nothing at all. Like, you just have to ignore that and not engage with that part of me that you don't like. And that's fine. I'm not going to talk about my whole transition and mental health issues all the time. It's not a conversation piece, though it can be. I'm just embracing the truth of who I am. And that's a thing that's harder for me to do. That was harder for me to do than it should have ever been. I think that people who would marginalize or express negativity about the things I'm doing and going through often reveal more about themselves in doing so and their own insecurities, and speak way more about themselves than they could ever do to hurt me. Whether it's about gender, sexuality, ethnicity, or faith. At the end of the day, don't marginalize people. We're all just trying to live our lives and be happy being who we are. I was very nervous at first about this. Not about the transition, but about talking it out and making it public and living openly. I was very self-conscious about the fact that I am part of a globally marginalized minority, even within an already globally marginalized minority in the LGBTQ+ community. And even though I have been fortunate in that I've had very minimal naysayers and people that haven't been able to support me, I think everyone has done what they can. Most people have been very supportive, and I am undeniably grateful for it. Like, I cannot thank those people enough. To even little things been amazingly impactful for me. It took a very long time for me to come to terms with who I am. And not very long at all once I realised to start talking about it. But it was a very gradual thing. And I'm glad that I'm at that point where I can talk openly. I feel that for the first time in my life, I'm being honest with myself. And I have enough self-worth these days to say I'm okay with whatever happens in the future, the good and the bad. I know that if I had access to this information at an earlier stage in life, I would have acted on it. And I would have started this whole thing years ago if I could have. I didn't know. I didn't understand. And maybe things would have been very different to how they are now. But we can't change that. So this is what I'm doing. Maybe, just maybe, there's going to be someone out there that's able to benefit from watching and following this journey and exploring the mental health conditions that surround my life. And I might make mistakes. I might fail at some of these things I try and achieve on this journey. That's okay. I've never been happier than I am right now. I've never been more certain. In fact, this is probably the first time in my life where I can say I have no doubts or anxieties about anything at all when it comes to this topic. And this is This is a fascinating, wonderful thing. And maybe, just maybe, someone out there is going to be able to benefit from watching this and can learn something as I try and be the person I wish I had in my life when I was younger. Anyway, if you have any questions about this, please post it down in the comments below, and I'll try to answer what I can. If it's a question that needs a lengthy response, I might make a video to answer it, depending on the nature of the question. My plan at the moment is to do about one video a week, or two, maybe more. It really depends on time and all that stuff. I'm new to this, so I'll do what I can, more, less, right, and keep it regular. I'm Mara Alexandra, unapologetically me. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, do all the social media things if you feel like it, and I'll see you later. Bye!